stand.
Okay, I love that we're highlighting this. So our Wonder Layer that we just highlighted, it is dishwasher safe and not recommended to go in the freezer. But we know there are some things that you might want to freeze for later. I mean, some tips that I've been seeing that people have been posting on social, since we're in that time where it's winter, the weather's all over the place, if you want to make some soup and then freeze it,
right?
This would be a perfect way to do that. Or you just make a little bit of extra, and it's always kind of nice to have that on hand for that quick meal. So this is at a sale price. We're at $39 and some change. You are going to get 5 bowls with 5 of the lids. That makes up your 10-piece set. Your largest one is going to be just under 11 cups. Then we'll also have it about 6 3/4. Then we have it for you in 4.5 cup, 3 cup, and then 2.5 cups. So you have a wide variety, but look how they stack together perfectly in the freezer, but then look how they nest. So here's how they'll store when you're not using them, but even whenever you are utilizing them in the freezer, they're not taking up a lot of space. And we are talking about not only being able to date your items, which is so genius. I mean, you don't have to get a marker or anything, but it's a nice seal that you get with the lid.
Exactly. Now, all of our polymers are different. So the ones that can go in the freezer for extended period of time is a different kind of plastic than our bowls that we use for everyday wear. This will last, and it won't crack. It will, you know, these are important things that you need to think about. I love the fact, see, you have a little arrow, and like what she was talking about, you just go ahead, whether it's the day you want to put on there, the month you want to put on there, but you point your arrow to it. Then inside, you can see what's inside, which is very important when it's in your freezer. But like, I know Tracy brought up this. How many of us, maybe we're making chicken pot pie or whatever, and we buy this big bag of vegetables. What do you do with the leftovers? You know, I see a lot of people,
they'll roll it up and put it in a corner.
And have you ever opened them up and seen afterwards they're freezer burned? They're terrible. You might as well just throw that away. That is cash you're throwing away. Now that entire leftover goes in here, and for a year, we're going to be able to come back to this, shake out what we want. You've got that great seal. You've got they're square, so the corners work great for pouring, but we will never have that frostbite that you would have if you were gonna just clip the bag or put it in a baggie. So whether it's, maybe you have a garden and you wanna do your vegetables in it. Maybe you're someone like myself. I live by myself, so I don't, well, I live with my mom and sister, but a lot of things I eat, my mom and sister don't eat. I don't wanna throw that away.
No.
You know, and I don't wanna eat it every day either. I want something new every day. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna store my leftover in the freezer. So on those days where you're too busy to cook, I'll go in, I take out my leftovers, pop it in a dish, and throw it in the microwave. This tip Tracy gave me, and I absolutely love this. This is something her grandmother started. So you know when you're done cooking your dinner, and like that little saute pan has like a half a cup of vegetables in there, right?
Yeah.
Instead of throwing them away or putting them in a little container in the refrigerator, like your 2-cup Wonder Layer, and then all of a sudden you come back a month later going, uh-oh.
Forgot about it.
It's been there a while. She said her grandmother used to store the leftover green beans, the leftover peppers, the leftover corn, and she just keep dumping them in here. And then when this got full, this with some stock on the stove became like the leftover soup. So nothing ever went to waste. Isn't that fun? What a creative, great idea.
Absolutely.
Leave it to Tracy. But again, all of them sit just like this.
I love the way that they
beautifully.
Look at that.
So whether you have a deep freezer that's a chest, or you have a one above your freezer, everything will stay so compact. You can see what's going on inside. They're beautiful. They have the date on them. They're an extremely great value for Tupperware like this.
For $39.
Unbelievable,
I mean, and a company that backs their products too, that have that extended warranty, which is really nice. A lot of you jumping into the ordering process. This is kind of an abbreviated presentation. Brand new. You're the first one to shop it, so that's why I love that we knocked off a few bucks for you. If you want to go to hsn.com, utilize your HSN app. Key in the item number you see on your screen, 864295. But you have that nice tight seal, right? You put it, you can pop it in the freezer. Even whenever you're done, you can still pop it in the dishwasher whenever you want to clean it. But look how it stacks, and that's important, right? Because if you want storage, but you don't want it to become a problem where it's too big, too large, just taking up all that space, you're able to store 5 different things in here. One could be your chili on the bottom, then maybe it is your corn, then maybe it is your green beans. You know what? I did have an extra of like, maybe my husband, what we love to do is whenever he'll cook like charo beans or pinto beans, we freeze it because then we can mash it and make refried beans.
I love that.
Right?
That's a great tip.
So there's some of the foods where it's like you want to save it, and I think we're in a time right now where you probably are making a lot of soups. I know my house is, and we're not nearly as cold in Florida as we are up north. So you want to save those soups and have them ready to go. So when you put them in the freezer, you get more time out of them. So jump into the ordering process. I love the whole idea of like, I don't need to get a marker and write it there.
Right.
There's numbers all the way from 12, from 1 all the way to 12,
yep.
1 through 12. So that could be the day that you put it in, or it could be the month, right? Yep. So you might put 2 for February. You know, oh, I put that in February. You come back in March. You're like, okay, it's only been there for a month. So I like that with just a little bit of a twist. You can kind of see it, but I think that is such a genius thing because when you put it with like a dry erase marker,
it
wipes away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can put it on tape and then the tape comes off. I know myself, when I was a little girl, my grandmother canned we had a huge garden. We'd can everything. And she'd have those little lids, and obviously you could see what's in the bottom. Yep. But what I love about this is you can see, you know, what's inside. You can see the date that you stored it. It's an efficient way to keep things in your freezer. I would load up on these, folks. And again, one thing that Nicole brought up, and I have brought this up many, many times, we have still home parties all around the world. Every country in the world sells Tupperware. Yes. However, when we're on Home Shopping Network, these are not at the price that you're seeing today available anywhere else. These are negotiated initiatives to help bring the brand to life on HSN. And we love the relationship between the two. Yeah. So if you're going, well, I'm just gonna go look online and see if I can find it, you're wasting your time. This is the best price anywhere. So if you freeze for your garden in the summer, or you're like me and I just want my money to last as long as it can. Right. So I have sticker shock. When I look at ground beef and I'm seeing ground beef $6, $7 a pound, you know, it gives me anxiety. Like I can just remember a couple of years ago, it was $2 or $3 a pound. I know. So we want our money to last longer. We do that by maybe buying more when it's at a great price and storing it properly, or B, not throwing away our leftovers. Yeah,
and that's something that's big for me. We're a leftover family, so that's why I love that you have the proper storage, right? Because if you're not storing it properly, then a couple of days goes by and you're like, I don't want to eat those leftovers. But when you store it properly, you still have just as much flavor whenever you cooked it, which is whenever you're reheating it, when you're storing it properly, which is nice. So a final minute and a half if you want to go ahead and place your order. Remember, you are getting 5 of the containers, 5 lids. That is what makes up your 10-piece set. Your largest container, just over 10.5 cups. Then you have a little over 6.5 cups. You have 4.5 cup, 3 cup, and then 2.5 cup in that container. So lots of storage, but look how they stack up next to each other, how they nest whenever you're not utilizing them. So it is a storage solution, not a problem that you're introducing into your home from a company like Tupperware that's been around for over 75 years and has really stood the test of time. So if you want to go ahead and grab it, 864-295 is the item number. If you are storing your stuff in the plastic bags that it comes in, or maybe your own little plastic bags that you zip, that is not
it's not effective.
You're not getting that tight seal that you need in order to really store that food properly.
And you know, I have one of those vacuum seal machines, and I use that for a lot of things, but soup just never is a good thing. You know what I mean? I just have such a hard time.
Right here.
And again, I love the fact that your soups, your stews, your gravies, even your roux, if you like to make, once you get that roux, when I do it by like a big 5-gallon container.
You don't want to waste that.
No, because it takes so long to make it. You know, there's so many things, but I'm so happy that you're getting in on this. You're gonna love them. They're beautiful, they're smart, and that's why we love Tupperware. Beautiful and smart.
We love it. I know, just like you too, Deb. I love that we have a whole hour about this. This is really fun. 864-295 is the item number. Stay in the ordering process of that. We are live on Facebook. Barbara's saying she's looking for a few smaller sets. So if you just key in Tupperware and hsn.com, you can find some of those different sets. All right, biggest question that we get asked is, what are we wearing? La Joie is almost that boutique fine brand here here at HSN. So the top that I'm wearing at a sale price. That's a really good price, $49.95. And then also the pants. I was eyeing these yesterday because they launched yesterday in some hours in La Joie, not my fashion hours, and they were popular. Okay, I think I'm gonna buy them in the tan because they're still at a sale price. I like that. They're really comfortable too. Okay, you can shop what I'm wearing or any of the hosts. It doesn't have to be me. It could be what Debbie D wore last night that you loved, or maybe Sarah Anderson or Amy Morrison. Just search Host Closet on hsn.com, and that's how you can find all the different things that we have been